This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Hey there folks, and welcome to another vlog of mine. And if I look the same as I did with the same t-shirt on and the same hat on as I did in the last vlog, it's because I've recorded this immediately after the last one. I don't have a TV production, people. I don't have a team of people redressing me for each episode that I record in the same day. Well, I could have put a different hat on, I suppose. Anyway, this was, and I mentioned in the last vlog, that I wanted to do 2 vlogs because I had another subject I want to talk about, and you'll know what it is by now because the title is somewhere around me. I have pre-ordered the Xbox One X. Now, anyone who follows my channel, anyone who knows me as a person, as a gamer, knows that I do not hate on consoles. I love gaming on any platform. It just so happens that I made a conscious move. It wasn't even a move, actually. I played a lot of Xbox 360, and when I kind of started really getting into gaming at the level I am now, where I just sort of played a lot more of a variety of games than I ever did before, I made a shift over to the PS3, which was sort of maybe halfway through the life cycle of the last gen, just when the PS3 was starting to sort itself out, and I got the PS3, the first version of the Slim. And there was so many games that I hadn't played, and there were so many things, and I just made this sort of conscious move over to PS3, and the Xbox 360 kind of became almost redundant. And at that point, I'd almost shifted an allegiance to Sony of some description. So when the PS4 and the Xbox One came along, I looked very closely at what they were doing because I wanted to make sure I went to the right platform that was going to give me the games that I wanted as my predominant platform. But I was in the lucky position where I was going to buy both consoles anyway, so I wasn't going to pick and choose that at that level. But what I was going to do was say I'm going to play cross-platform gaming on the PS4 and just the exclusives on the Xbox One was my decision. So at that point, I had quite a heavy investment, I suppose, in my trophies and all that sort of stuff. So I was keen to kind of stay with PlayStation, and as it happens, whether you agree with me or not, the fact of the matter is the PS4 Pro was a far better machine than the Xbox One. And the proof, frankly, is in the pudding and the sales. So, you know, leave the controllers aside, we'll have preferences on that front. But the fact of the matter is, as a gaming console, the PS4 was a stronger machine. So that's where my allegiance fell again. However, I got the Xbox One at launch because I wanted to play Rise Son of Rome and the Halo when it came out, and the Gears of War when it came out, and all these sorts of things, and Quantum Break, all these sorts of things. Anyway, I was really chuffed with the Xbox One when it arrived, but I did see its frailties quite early on, especially when it came to, I mean, I was blown away by Rise of Son of Rome. I thought, oh, this looks amazing. I think that game was in 900p. But it played beautifully. It was a great looking game, and I've played it umpteen times. Well, maybe 3. Something like that. And anyway, so long story short, people, I loved the Xbox One, but of course it kind of took a backseat the minute the PlayStation 4 came out. Was it a month later? Might not have even been that long. 3-4 weeks maybe, I can't remember now. And everything kind of started happening on there. I think the only thing I played to any length on the Xbox One was eventually Destiny, because my mates had Destiny on there. But even the mate who plays most with me, he has moved over to PlayStation 4 now anyway, so we play Destiny on that as well. So the Xbox has become quite redundant. But what it did become was almost an Uber 360, because the back compat system, where you can play the 360 games on the Xbox One, they play so much smoother. And I've got loads of videos on the channel of me. I try and do like a part 1 and a part 2 for all of them, unless it's something I really love, like Dragon Age. I did maybe 4 parts of that, Dragon Age Origins. So they do play a lot smoother on the Alan Wake was a great example, because that had loads of screen tearing in it on the 360, but it's all gone in the Xbox One back compat. So, and I still have my entire 360 collection, so I don't need to buy these games. I just throw them in and they download. So that's kind of what it became. But I've still got the Xbox One games that I bought with all the intention of sort of spending a lot of time with, but kind of didn't. And because I knew the Xbox One X was coming, I went to second-hand shops and looked for little deals on the things I hadn't bought. I hadn't bought Gears of War 4. I hadn't bought Gears of War sort of remastered, the original one. Hadn't bought Halo 5. So all of those things I've not really experienced yet. And I know some people were disappointed with Halo, but I'm still going to play it anyway. So we're going to rattle through. So I've got a lump of games here, of which I'm really keen to see how they play. And obviously, one of the big first ones is to see. Well, that's not even out of its cellophane yet. So Gears of War 4, I think I got that for about £7. Yeah. But all of these games, by the way, are getting massive upgrades for the Xbox One X, so they will play far superior than they did on the Xbox One. So we've got Gears of War 4. Really looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Story. I mean, Gears of War is what it is, but I love Gears of War anyway, so it'll be a good story playthrough. I've got Gears of War Remastered, which I got again for about £4 or £5 from a second-hand shop. I've got Halo 5, which that was also a £3 or £4, no, £4 or £5, I think it was, from the same second-hand shop. I haven't played any of these, by the way. I thought, well, there's no point putting them in the Xbox One that I've got already. I might as well wait. Quantum Break was a birthday present from my son, and I started playing it and saw the frailties of the screen tearing and stuff, and I was like, oh, it's doing me head in. So, much as though it was an amazing game to look at and play, it just did my head in. I'm real. Anyone that knows me, that follows this channel, knows how much of a bugbear screen tearing is for me. Now, I know this is getting a massive upgrade for the Xbox One X, and I know that if you put it in 4K mode, that it's still got that kind of issue at the moment from what they've seen. But we'll see how it is when it actually comes out. But either way, I'd be more than happy not to play it in 4K, bring it down to 1080p, and hopefully get a nice smooth run through the game. So I'm looking forward to that, see how that pans out, because it's a terrific story, terrific actors in it, you know, and I love what that studio do, Remedy. So I love the style of their games and the vibe they give them. It's great. Now I'd love to play, I've already mentioned it several times, I'd love to play Rise again in 1080p if they do it. I don't know if that's getting an upgrade, but I'm hoping that all the games will eventually. But that's still an exclusive to Xbox One. And I'd be really surprised if we don't see a 1080p or a 4K version of that, because it was 900p when it came out. And it'll be interesting as well to see if there is any frame rate upgrade on any of these. But as I've already said in my last video, 60 frames per second, you're not going to get it. Not at 1080p, not at 4K. Sunset Overdrive. I played that for a fair bit, but I'm not sure it was my thing, really. But again, I might give it a whirl just to see just how good it looks. But look, it was a great-looking game anyway, Sunset Overdrive. But I never hear anyone talking about that game anymore. I mean, its concept was brilliant. It's like an adult platformer. It's absolutely fantastic. Not adult in that sense, people. Behave yourselves. Dead Rising. Now, that was a terrific game. Really good fun. Dead Rising 3, I should say. And I think, is it still exclusive? Did they ever release it on PS4? I think that might still be exclusive. I know they did a set of Dead Rising games on PS4 store recently. I think it was only 1, 2 though. I'm not sure that was 3 as well. So I'm pretty sure that's still an exclusive. And that had really heavy frame rate drops because the amount of zombies they put on screen is outrageous. So it'd be really interesting to see if they can get the frame rate far more stable in that game on the Xbox One X. It'd be very, very impressive if they can. To be fair though, I'm really looking forward to Days Gone on the PS4 because what I really want is a proper serious zombie game rather than, you know, a sort of almost arcade style, which is what that is. And I've already seen this on the PS4 Pro because I have it on the PS4 Pro, but I bought this because obviously it came out a year before on the Xbox One, and it played great, but again suffered from screen tearing in certain areas where there was a lot of mist and stuff. You panned the camera around, you got tearing across it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that looks in proper 4K. And I'm curious to see just how much, because they keep punting this 4 times more powerful than, I think they're claiming it's the most powerful console ever. It's 4 times more powerful, I think, than the Xbox One or something like that. But well, it'd be interesting to see just how more smoothly it can play things maybe than the PS4 Pro can. because it is going to be a step up from the PS4 Pro. Without any doubt, it's sort of 6 teraflops, and the PS4 Pro is only 4 point something, 2 or 3. So it'll be interesting to see just what it can push out on the Xbox One X with regards to 1080p 4K and then the steady frames per second. I think what we'll see is, you know, I don't know, frame rates maybe just sort of bouncing between 30 and 40 maybe, if that's possible. People keep going 30 or 60, but I think you can be somewhere between those things. So it'll be very interesting to see just what it can push out in comparison to the Pro, because the Pro is a really sweet machine and it does everything pretty well. So there you are. So I wanted to show you the fact that I'd pre-ordered it. I'm excited for it. I'm really looking forward to playing these Xbox games the way that I'd hoped they'd play in the first place. So uber stoked. I'm taking the 7th off so that I can wait for it to arrive, and and then I will, in fact, probably do a video on unboxing it, and then I will do a multitude of videos on how things are playing on it. But I won't do sort of massive playthroughs. I'll just do a video or two for each one that I do, perhaps, or a schmelting, a montage, if you like, possibly, of certain ones. Maybe something like that. It would be nice to get something RPG-ish on it, to see how that plays. But one way or the other, I will definitely do an unboxing, and I will definitely do a vlog on how I feel it is playing, possibly with some footage behind me might be the way to do it. Because those sorts of games, people aren't going to want to see me playing through those, I don't think. With your interest being so RPG-ish, as is mine. Well, there you are. I have shared my excitement of the Xbox One X coming. I chose not to go for the Scorpio edition, which, for those that don't know, it was called Project Scorpio when it was supposed to be a secret, and then everyone found out what it was. So they decided to stick Project Scorpio on a limited edition version of them. The only difference is that with the limited edition Scorpio version, you get a side stand where it can stand vertically. And it can still stand vertically as the standard version, but it doesn't come in the box, the stand, so you have to buy it separately. Don't know what that was all about. And the weird thing is, I don't think you can just stand it on its side either, because they've put the vents, the vents that matter anyway, are on either side of the console. So you can't just sit it on its side. It needs to be on the stand to give it that gap to let the air out. So yeah. I don't know what damage it'll do to it if you stick it on its side without the stand is the problem. It'd be interesting to see that, actually. I did wonder about it when Major Nelson did the unboxing of it. I was like, how does that work if you stick it on its side without a stand? Not well, I would think. Too much heat bursting out one end, madam. Well, there you are. It has been, as always, an honour and a privilege serving for you again, and next time I shall wear a different t-shirt and hat to prove it's a different day, and I shall see you all next time. Take it easy. Bye.